Spassky outplays Fischer tactically in this match, leading to capture of Fischer's bishop, and Spassky goes up by a bishop, and Fischer is down by a bishop, and which basically forces Fischer to uh, resign the game. Fischer is playing with the black pieces, and Spassky is playing the king's gambit, and this is the king's gambit accepted line. So here, after the pawn is captured like this over here, knight comes to f3 over here. This is a very quite important move, because when you play king's gambit, you're leaving this h4 square vulnerable, because the knight move guards that particular square. Otherwise, the queen will come over here with the check, and your king will be an awkward position in very early in the game. So the knight move is very important. So pawn to g5, looking to hit g4, attacking that knight which is guarding that particular square on h4. So pawn push to h4 now. So if you capture here, the knight or the rook can capture back. So instead of capturing back, pawn is pushed to g4, and knight jumps to e5 by Spassky. Knight to f6 now, guarding the pawn over here, which is attacked by the queen and this knight, but it's only protected once. But Spassky plays d4, and Fischer plays d6, hitting this knight, and the knight retreats to d3, attacking the pawn on f4, black pawn. So the knight captures the e4 pawn again, and the bishop captures the dark square bishop captures the pawn back, also developing the piece, and bishop to g7 now, attacking that d4 pawn which is unprotected. So knight to c3 is basically played, which is shown as an inaccuracy, because the knight captures the knight, and now the once the pawn captures, this pawn is safe now. So c5 now, attacking the pawn on d4, and bishop now goes to e2, attacking the pawn, and c into d4, and now Spassky castles on the king side. So knight to c6 now, and bishop captures the g4 pawn, and castles on the king side. Fischer. So both the players castle as of the 12th and 13th move. Pretty late castling in this game because of the king's gambit opening. So the bishop captures the bishop, and the rook captures the bishop back, and after that, queen goes to g4 here, pinning this bishop against the king over here. So pawn push to f5, attacking the queen with the support of the rook, and queen goes to g3, and the pawn captures the c3 pawn, and rook now comes to e1 over here on this, taking control of this open e file. And once now the king moves to h8 over here. So the move of king to queen to f6 was the best move over here, but Fischer didn't go for that. And now the king Spassky uses this opportunity to move his king away, but the capture of this pawn was best. Fischer again brings his rook to g8 and create an X-ray attack on the queen. So bishop captures the pawn, and bishop goes to f8, double attacking the queen and also the bishop at the same time. So the bishop goes to e5, and in between check, quite an important check, because both the pieces were attacked at the same time. So the knight captures the bishop, and the queen captures back with a check, and the rook now covers at g7, pinning the rook, which allows the capture of the pawn on f5 by Spassky. And the queen goes to h4 and captures the h4 pawn. After the checking, goes to g1 over here. Queen to g4 now, creating a checkmate threat, and the rook goes to f2, guarding the pawn, and bishop to e7 now, and rook to e4 now. So as of this position, the game is pretty much even, and it's an equal game as of this position. So queen goes to g5, attacking the queen, and also looking for a queen exchange probably, and the queen to d4 is played by Spassky over here. Here, Fischer plays, this is the first mistake, and instead of bringing his rook over here to g8 and creating a triple attack on the g2 pawn, or he could bring his rook over here to d8 and attack the queen over here. But instead of that, he moves his rook to f8, countering this rook over here at f2, and now Spassky plays rook to e5, attacking the queen. So instead of protecting the queen, Fischer brings his rook back now to d8, which actually proves to be a mistake, because this allows the queen to e4 move, a subtle move, but now your bishop is under attack with this battery of the rook and the queen, and your queen is also hanging. And so the best move, actually, the move played was the queen to h4, but the better move was to bring your queen over here to e4, and your bishop will be hanging anyways, but that was the best move. This allows rook to f4 over here, because once the queen moves to, let's say, g3, this bishop is gone now. So even if you so basically, even if you this rook is gone over here, so there is nothing you can do much about it. And basically, because of that, Fischer chose to resign the game, and Spassky won this match. So that's the game, and White won. Spassky won this match. Thanks very much for watching. We'll be back with more such videos.